What's going on, you guys? Steph back with another video, man. This one I want to talk about, life. And, I might throw in a little bit of, women and stuff like that, right? But I want to talk about this one person in particular I had to cut off. So, I had to cut this one young man off because, he was just very rude and disrespectful, and just overall, I just kind of saw the bad seed in him, and I just saw his true colors, right? And it kind of reminded me of this clip that I saw on Instagram, and where it talks about how, there's 5 people got like a lemon, and there's like a rotten lemon or a lemon that's going bad. But when you connect all 6 of them together, because of that one rotten one, all the rest of them turned rotten too. And that's because of just how rotten that one lemon is. And it really represents of how negative people are. And it really had me thinking, you got to learn to cut bad people out of your life, man, or people with that dark energy. And that's just how he was. And honestly, too, just like a lot of these videos I'm going to continue talking about, man, like that one dude from MBTY, just nothing but garbage energy. And this is why I had to, leave that young man where he's at, is because, disrespecting your parents, disrespecting, your friends, adults, and, you try to do your best to just warn them. See, the thing is, with young guys, I'm not trying to be no father figure, no older brother, but, you just want to, just say, hey, man, you don't want to be that person who's just straight garbage and negative, because no matter how much you love that dark stuff, being how much of a grimy person, is really unattractive after a while. See, a lot of people think it's fun to be dark, or that it's fun to be negative, but after a while, man, people distance themselves from you. That's how I know people are really not built to be that dark person. And I try to warn them about that, right? I tell people all the time, a lot of people are not built for that dark life, right? A lot of people are not built for it, because you could be dark and negative all you want. It gets real lonely after a while. And there's a lot of people out there who really cannot handle that. See, I'm one of those people who can, because, I was able to get out of it, but I understand how lonely life can be. And this is what I want to tell people, man. It's no fun doing that. So I tell people all the time, you gotta be able to cut that crap off. You gotta be able to tell yourself, you know what? I'm gonna lose a lot in life, and like that. And this is, the thing is like this too. When you just one of those miserable people, and especially too, you're not an attractive human being, it works hard. It's not even good for you. And this is the thing too, right? You cannot be an ugly person, and on top of that too, bringing misery to other people. You got to pick a struggle. You got to say to yourself, do I want to work on my looks, or do I want to, change my ways of thinking? Because it's not really a grand idea. Because I'm going to speak to it let's talk about women for a bit. Women really don't like that stuff. There's some guys out there who who can be a negative, and they love to play with that, but eventually they run away. But and people think it's fun and games when you can play with that. And really, you just cannot, man. That's why I tell people, man, stop trying to put on this front that you this bad person, you this toxic human being, because you're going to lose with friends, you're going to lose with family, you're going to lose with a lot of people, even opportunities you're going to lose because of being that person. And then when you alone and people start wondering, they're going to look at you like, why he always alone? Oh, that's why. He ain't got no good friends. Or why he always like that? Because he just one of them grimy, ugly looking, weird people. And people start to notice why you're like that. And you don't have no friends with that. That's why I tell people, cut that crap out. That's why I tell people all the time. Women don't like that crap. They play with it, but they really deep down inside don't like it. And that's why you see when, let's just stick to women, right? After a while, oh, I used to be so happy before I met this person. Now it wasn't, but you was playing with it. And that's why I tell people all the time, all this dark energy crap y'all be trying to put on this front for, it don't get you nowhere in life. It don't get you nowhere in life, especially in relationships, and it damn sure as hell don't get you nowhere in life with people, because you just adding self-destruction to yourself. And that's one thing I always learned. And honestly, too, when women were attracted to that, I always told myself, steer away from that. That's what you like and that's what you want. Go right ahead. You can dance with the devil all you want. I'm not going to do that. And I tell people all the time, steer clear from that. I tell people all the time, you don't have to be that way. I tell people all the time like this, leave that person alone. And that's what I had to do with that young man. And honestly, too, I've been doing that with a lot of people, even people who try to hurt you. See, people can hurt you with their words, but you can always hurt people with your actions by leaving them alone. Because it's just showing you in life that they don't belong there. It's showing you in life that you don't need to be around that. Yeah, they may try to hurt you for a certain period of time, but after a while, it just goes like, you know what? I don't really need this, man. And that's what I see in that young man. And with people, man, I tell people like this. If you're one of those good guys who, try to help them and, give them a little bit of wisdom if they don't want to leave, seriously, just leave it alone, because you waste your energy sticking around or trying to help somebody change their ways of thinking. Some people, man, you just got to leave them be. And that's what I had to teach myself from a young age. Not everybody's going to be doing the same thing with you are, and not everybody's going to think the same way with you. So I tell people like this, leave them be. That's all, man. It's, just a quick little video I wanted to put out. Sorry if I felt all over the place, but, it was just something I wanted to put out there, man. Till next time, another video. I'm out.